Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Final Fantasy Tactics walkthrough. We are moving on to our next battle here in the Deep Dungeon. I believe this one is Horror. So second to the last one. Now, this one is extremely interesting. It's definitely one of my favorite levels in the Deep Dungeon, and I'm going to tell you why. You'll notice here right off the bat we start in kind of a raised area, and actually the spot that you start at is obviously extremely small there. I think there's only like 6 tiles to choose from there. So one of the smallest areas I believe that you can actually start in, like in the entire game. Oh my god, look at all these guys. Okay, so now unfortunately this is not one of the battles that I prefer to get. And what I mean by that is there is actually a battle where you will fight exclusively ninjas and samurai. Now, the actual number of ninjas versus samurai can vary sometimes. Sometimes you'll kind of get boned and end up with a bunch of samurai, which, whatever. That's just the way it is. But I prefer to get the ninjas, and the reason for that is it's actually a really, really good level to catch items in. So what do I mean by that? A lot of the best weapons in the game are easily obtained by catching them from enemy ninjas, as opposed to other methods like poaching. And actually, the Deep Dungeon is actually another really good, or I should say, an okay way to get new items that you may not have obtained before. Why is it so good? Well, number one, you start off in this like raised platform, and you can kind of do some crazy stuff with your characters being vanished and whatnot in order to block the enemies from kind of getting to you. And essentially that will force the enemy ninjas into throwing items at you instead. And again, I've been over this a couple of times in the other videos, but depending on what ability the actual ninja knows, and what I mean by that is, not every single ninja will have the ability to throw spears at you, or knight swords, or, sticks, I think is technically one of the weapon types. How does that all work? How do you affect that? Well, number one, again, it really depends on what the ninjas start out with, and it's pretty easy to figure that out. If a ninja starts throwing knight swords at you right off the bat, if they're, again, I think they have to be like, we'll just say level 92 in order to throw even the weakest version of the knight sword at you. But if you notice the ninjas are throwing those kind of things at you, well, then you can continue on, and there's actually ways to actually kind of alter what they throw at you. So what do I mean by that? Well, a ninja at level 92, again, I'm just using that as an example because I think that's correct. Don't quote me, but I'm fairly convinced that at level 92, if the ninja has the ability to throw knight swords, they will throw defenders at you. Now, I don't remember what the next knight sword in the tree, I guess you can call it, or in the order, throw order. I don't remember what that is. I would guess it's something like maybe the Save the Queen. I feel like that's the second. I don't know if I want to say crappiest, but as far as attack power goes, I think that's next. And then, it might be Excalibur after that, then Ragnarok, then Chaos Blade. Something like that. So the order should be somewhere around there. Now, so what can I do? What can you do to to get them to throw those better items? Well, simple. Just have them level. Now, unfortunately, though, if all of your characters are doing is catching over and over and over, it's going to be extremely hard for that enemy character to actually level. So you may want to, actually run up next to them and just, put your back to the enemy or something like that, just so that they can actually do some damage to you and level up. So that's kind of one of the ways to do it. Now, that process can be a little annoying, but, I mean, frankly, it's completely worth it. It's a really, really great way to obtain some really good items. So, anyways, that's my 2 cents. And again, I believe that this battle here is the best place in the entire game to do it. I would say that your next bet, I believe, is like the Araguay Woods or something like that. And it's actually a rare battle. I believe you have to walk from Dorter and then walk east to the Araguay Woods. And again, again, the crummy thing is, again, it's a rare battle, so it may take you, a lot of resets in order to actually get the battle that you want. But the cool thing about that is the Araguay Woods is accessible really early in the game. And so, if that's the kind of the method that you want to use to catch items, it's a really great early way to obtain that stuff. So, again, that's my, I guess, 2 cents on this level and, obtaining some of the treasures. Unfortunately here, just because of the sheer number of enemies, this is taking a long time. Let's be honest. But, again, it's unfortunate because, I just happened to get a crummy battle, I think, to start out with. But that's the way it is. So anyways, what I actually do, if you notice there that archer that's directly in front of Rafa, there's actually a trap there, if I remember correctly. And I don't remember which trap if it's a doom trap or whatever, but what I actually like to do is I actually like to make that... Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's not the right spot. It's actually one tile behind where that archer... Well, now, unfortunately, that archer is dead now, but the tile that I was referring to is actually one spot behind where Rafa is at, or sorry, where that archer is at. So anyways, I believe it's a doom trap. That's my guess. And so what I actually like to do is I actually like to equip someone like Orlando with I think it's the defense armlet. Now, that's an accessory, and again, if I remember correctly, it prevents the death sentence status effect. And so then what I like to do is I like to just walk that person right onto that tile. The trap triggers, it tries to cast death sentence on you, but because you have protection, it won't land. So then what I actually like to do is just stand there. And the reason for that is, it's, if you see that blue tile there, where right behind that archer, that's the spot I'm referring to. But that makes a good catch spot. It's really accessible for the ninjas to throw at that person, and then on top of that, they actually can't get to you, obviously, because there's no way to, basically that your character will be standing on the only tile that would kind of allow them to kind of have access to your character. So that's where I like to stand and catch all of my stuff at. Now, there it is. Okay, so that's the trap spot. Obviously, Rafa's got the move find item, so we've got the Maximilian helmet. Now, I want to talk about the treasure locations, but there's some errors here. I'm actually reading this off of the old... Gosh, this is like an old strategy guide. So I've got the coordinates here, but when you look at the strategy guide, there's something wrong here with the counts. I mean, that was the grand helmet, so that should have been X8Y4, but that's not the case. So I believe when they did the strategy guide, I don't know if they rotated or they took the picture and then accidentally rotated it or something, but anyways, long story short, I don't actually know where the 0, coordinate is actually supposed to be. But here, I'll give you the coordinates from out of the strategy guide. But again, keep in mind that, especially if you are using the strategy guide, that the picture doesn't match up to the coordinates. So again, there's something kind of wrong here. It's probably easier, especially if you're watching this, to just walk where my characters, or kind of pay attention to where my characters are at. Now, hopefully, we'll get a bunch of crystals to drop here too, so that it'll be easier to actually figure out where these treasures are at. But, anyways, the guide has it listed as X1Y3 as an elixir, X2Y0 Maximilian, X8Y4 Grand Helmet, and X8Y5 Venetian Plate. Now, if you notice there are no weapons listed. So all of the treasures here are one time only. So these are, it's all, sorry, other than the elixir, these treasures are all, you know, one time deals. So pay attention. You need to get all of these here, otherwise you will lose them. Again, let me take that back. You know, if you don't step on the tile, you know, you don't have to worry about that. You know, you could actually technically come back in subsequent trips here and grab those treasures. But if this is your first time here and you accidentally pick up a Phoenix down, well, you know, unless it's that elixir, you'll probably want to reset your game because obviously that treasure will have been lost then. But anyways, like I said, the coordinates don't actually match up, and that's unfortunate. I don't exactly know, you know, right off the bat. You know, I probably could have written something up a little bit better, I guess, for this. But to be honest, again, I feel like that first treasure is extremely easy to find. I mean, that's pretty obvious. It's even that if you notice that knight stepped on that tile after I had already got the grand helmet, and thus he set off the doom trap. So. So, too bad for him. But, anyways, we're going to continue on, and Rafa will hunt down the rest of these treasures. Again, hopefully I get some more of these, oh, man. Okay, so I just noticed that one of the enemies must have stepped on one of the crystals because it disappeared. Ugh, 23% to sleep this guy? That's really bad. Yeah, that... Oh, what? Okay, wow, well, that was lucky. I don't know how useful that was, but I guess the good thing about having him slept is he won't run around and try to grab crystals off the ground. Which, again, that's really unfortunate. So that must have been the red chocobo. I think he got revived by somebody. I wasn't actually paying attention. But I think he got revived and then he walked over the... Wow, this is gonna hurt. Went through all that trouble to put him to sleep and then he just killed him in the next turn anyway. Alright, so unfortunately here, actually my guys are, or my characters are kind of stuck up here. Should be a treasure. There it is. The Maximilian. Yeah, so X2Y0. Yeah, that's not right. I mean, if the back corner, like right there, would be 0, 0, that would actually be X2Y0. So again, I'm not actually sure with the coordinates on like what they were supposed to be. Oh, why am I doing that? Why am I stepping on this? Ugh. I'm just gonna dim the area again. I guess I wanted to get off of this area up here. I wanted to kind of try to move on. And I guess I wasn't too worried about... Well, I mean, frankly, I'm not all that worried about crystals. Now, as far as walkthrough purposes, you know, more crystals would be better. So that you're able to kind of see a little bit better. But for me, obviously, I'm fairly familiar with the deep dungeon and kind of just, you know, navigating it. So I don't necessarily need the light, but again, for walkthrough purposes, it would be awesome if we could get some more crystals to show up here. So we'll see. Here, if you'll notice, I'm counting tiles to try to figure out where these treasures are actually at. Now, I'm not sure what I actually or what I made of you know, the counting. I'm not sure if that really did me any good or not. But I tried at least. Right? That's what it's all about. And now I think is Ramza stuck up here? Hopefully not. We'll see. I really want to get that last... Oh, there he goes. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so he's not stuck anymore. I wanted to get that guy under control and see if I could you know, get him slept or disabled in some way. but we'll see. I just don't want him stepping on crystals. Ugh. Oh, there's a crystal. All right. There we go. So that helps out a little bit. Hopefully we can get him slept now. I don't know if we're gonna... Oh, 0%. Okay. So he's equipped with something that's gonna prevent sleep. Probably his accessory. That'd be my guess. I don't think archers can equip armor that have any sort of protection. Let's see here. Yeah, defense ring, I'm betting. Or is it... No. I'm trying to remember what black costume is. I think black costume prevents stop? That's my guess. I don't remember right off the top of my head, though. Looks like I'm passing him up, though. So I'm not really sure what I'm planning on doing with him. I guess we'll see. Alright. So here, I gotta try to get around this area and... Okay, what am I doing? Come on. It wasn't that tough. Oh, okay. I guess I'm gonna go around this way. I don't know. This guy's probably gonna... Oh, going right back to that corner. Uh-oh! Flonk. Nighty-night, Mustadio. Alright. Well, I think Beowulf's got Phoenix down, so that's a good thing. Yeah, let's get him back up. Oh, I think I just decided to body block this guy. Now that I think about it. Now that yeah, I've got him up in this corner, so I'll probably just body block him and then maybe start stealing stuff with Ramza. What do we get there? Luminous robe or whatever that one's called? Light robe, something like that. Alright, yeah, so now we've got him body block. Alright, so he's not an issue anymore. There's the Venetian shield. Okay. So wow, that treasure is actually close to the other one, if you noticed. The Venetian shield there down at the bottom, and then the grand helmet is up there on the top, where the knight's dead body's at. Just kind of grim, I realize, but yeah. All right, so didn't really need to chicken that guy, but I guess I did anyway. All right, so now really all we've got left is to get the elixir, which, you know, to be honest, who cares? We've got all three of the, you know, unique treasures or the good treasures from here. That Venetian shield is pretty decent. Maximilian, I believe that's the most. I think it's got like plus 200 HP, so the thing's kind of beastly. The grand helmet as well. That's a really, really good helmet. HP wise, I don't remember if it's got any sort of status protections or not. I kind of feel like it does, but I don't remember right off the top of my head, so don't quote me. But I believe the grand helmet I ended up equipping on Beowulf because unfortunately with his Temple Knight, the Temple Knight class itself cannot equip the Thief Hat, which, you know, is unfortunate because that's my favorite helmet in the game. But you know what? It's just the way it is. You just got to deal with it. But you know what? I think I'm actually going to cut the commentary here. There's really not much left of this battle. Obviously, I'm going to start putting some of my unneeded characters to sleep so that I don't have to keep hitting that, you know, the weight over and over. And then here I'm just going to run around looking for the exit. So really, that's the rest of this video. That's about it. And anyways, I hope the guide was helpful here. And as always, hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.